never really got to talk about that night. What happened?
It was, me and Shanann, she got home like at 2 o'clock. I felt her get in the bed, and I could kind of feel her kind of stirring around a little bit. I just had a feeling that she knew like what was going on. I don't even want to say it felt like I had to. It just felt like there was already something in my mind that was implanted that I was going to do it, and I woke up that morning, it was going to happen, and I had no control of it. I woke her up, and it's like, hey, we just gotta talk. Okay. And just like I told her, I don't feel compatible. I don't feel like this is gonna work.
Chris wants to tell her he wants a divorce and he's having an affair. That's the first time that he ever admits to Shanann that there is another woman in the picture, is moments after she got home.
And she's like, I knew there was somebody else. And she's like, never gonna see the kids again, never gonna see them again, get off, don't hurt them again.
That's when Chris gets on top of his pregnant wife and starts to strangle her. Chris says Shanann didn't say anything. He claims she didn't fight back.
Why do you think she wasn't fighting?
I don't know, maybe she was praying. Or the scripture says, don't forgive these people for they do not know what they do.
Shortly after he killed Shanann, he was pulling her off the bed with a bed sheet. And that's when his oldest daughter, Bella, walked in the room and saw what was going on.
What she said.
Mom, don't feel good.
He wrapped up Shanann's body. He took her downstairs to the garage.
Attempted to pick her up and take her down, but I lost grip after a little while. I just had to pull.
Did Bella see you do that? What was Bella saying?
She started crying a little bit. She's like, what's wrong, Mom?
And what did you say that time?
She doesn't feel good. She's a smart girl. She didn't know what was going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Bella watched him as he dragged his wife's body down the staircase to his truck. He loads Shanann's body into the back of his truck, and then his 2 daughters alive.
And honestly, like I try to picture that whole ride, like it's like 45 minutes to an hour ride out there. And it's just like, couldn't I have like saved my girl's life? Couldn't I have done something? Why did I do it? I don't know.
All right.
Like this is my flesh and blood. This is like what I wanted all my life, was to be a dad, just to have, kids, and they loved me, all that, and it just nothing made sense.
He admits to taking them out to 3319.
He proceeded to dig a shallow grave for Shanann and cover her back up.
He then returns to his vehicle with his 2 daughters, and then he grabs Cece's favorite blanket and smothers her.
Says that because it's the same thing that happened to me, Cece.
Bella was fully aware of what just happened.
I don't know if I just said yes like a horrible person, or if I just put that blanket over her too and did the same thing. It's like every time I closed my eyes, I just hear her saying, Daddy, no, and that was it. I hear that every day.
She fought for her life.
Then he took the children one at a time and he put them into the oil tanks.
Those are my kids. This is my baby. I have to talk to them every night. I don't see how it's going to happen. Okay. Every time I see pictures of them, I don't know how it's going to happen. Being a dad was the best part of my life. I took it all away.
The details were so intricate and involved so much reality in them that I don't think he could make that up.
Because Chris first blamed Shanann for these murders, there are people who still think that he's sitting in prison as an innocent man.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I'd be in prison the rest of my life, but like I didn't want that anybody had to trash her memory. Like I wanted them to know she was, she's a loving wife, she's beautiful, she always helped everybody else, all her friends, her just friends, everybody.
It was Bella when she was a baby. Well, when I see the pictures, it's like it hasn't happened. She was just one of those people where if you were upset and you need to talk, you could call her. If you were excited about something, you could call her. She was made to be a mother, so you could tell just they were her life.
Bella and Cece were not too far apart in age, but boy, were they different.
She's the sweetest little thing.
Bella was shy and quiet.
And Cece's a little firecracker. She is a big ball of energy, and crazy. Just like the complete opposite of Bella, but just as sweet. Bella was excited about having a baby, so she was constantly like rubbing her stomach and talking to her stomach, and while Cece's like climbing on chairs and pulling stuff down, and yeah.
We're still, just kind of confused and kind of feel...
It's like I feel like I could pick up my phone and call Shanann and talk about how sad I am, and it just doesn't, it doesn't feel real. It wasn't until the detective called me, like right as the conference was going on, and asked me to come pick up Dieter, that it hit, and then I just broke down from there, so.
Yeah. We allowed this guy in our house. Had we had any inclination that we thought he was involved at all, no way would I have let him in my house with my wife and kid.
For the neighborhood, it's just kind of difficult. Literally, hundreds of cars have come by. They're curious. They've been coming from out of state. Would ask that people just be respectful.
This memorial, which started as a cross and a couple stuffed animals, has grown to this over the past 7 days, and now it takes up a good portion of the front yard of the Watts home. Well, Denver 7 photojournalist Brad Bogut went to that memorial today and listened as people paid their respects.
I brought my own card, and it's full of prayers, and I left it over there. And amethyst for like emotions and stuff, and being that all this has so much emotion and so much feeling and healing that it needs to have, I brought just a little amethyst to try and draw it all in, Yeah,
it's heartbreaking. I'm a mom of 6 kids. It's hard to believe. It really is. It's hard to process. It's amazing how people just kind of come forward and show their, support and respect to a family they never even met. I think this cross stands out here with the shoes. That kind of makes it all real.
You go through the denial, and you go through the why and the how, and the nothing makes sense.
How do you have closure when you don't understand it?
We really need to get better as a society about honing our relational skills and learning how to deal with conflict, to deal with stress, to not brush problems under the rug where they get so big and so overwhelming that you can't come back from them.
The following day, I get a phone call, and they said, "Sandy, we found your granddaughter, but we're not sure which one." And I said, "Bella's a little taller. She's pretty slimmer. She don't get a little belly. And if you pull her hair up a little bit, because I do their hair, and it would be so long, And then I realized all the oil, they would never know. So they said, who's the one that wears a pull-up?" And I said, "That would be Cece." They said, "Well, then we have Cece." And I said, "Well, keep going." I said, "Find my Bella." And 2 hours later, they did. She was at the bottom of the drum, and their skin was falling off as they were trying to get them out. Everybody needed so much therapy after that. Our hearts just go out to all of them that work so damn hard.